Hi friends, I wanted to make a video tonight that is not characteristic of the content that I usually feature on my YouTube channel. I'm currently going through a rebrand on all social media stuff, but I really felt compelled to share this information with you. It's about a health issue, specifically acid reflux. I had never had any sort of digestion issues in my entire life, and then out of nowhere on July 4th, it erupted. So it's been a long, long struggle. I've been dealing with this for over 4 months, and anyone that has been around me during that time knows that I can't stop talking about it in my search and obsession with finding a cure. I have found on this journey that most of the people I'm surrounded by have not experienced this problem. They have little insight. It's not their fault. It's just they haven't experienced this problem. They have little insight. Doctors typically, their first and only sort of gears are to prescribe PPIs, which have all sorts of deleterious side effects, or possibly recommend invasive surgeries and things like that. I'm sure if you're down this YouTube rabbit hole, you do not want to go that route. And I think, fingers crossed, I think I may have finally cured my own acid reflux and GERD, and I want to recommend some products to you. Now, if you've been at this for any period of time, you know that there's not going to be a one-size-fits-all strategy. You've probably tried a million products, or if you're new on this journey and you're seriously, seriously hurting, my heart goes out to you, because this was one of the worst chronic pain scenarios that I've ever had to deal with in my entire life. And people go, oh, it's just heartburn. This is so much worse. I want to tell you, it will get better. But it takes a lot of diligence to find the right products, and hopefully we will get you to a healthy place very quickly. I should say before I make any recommendations here, I do not have a medical license. I am not a medical doctor, and investigate all these things on your own. You cannot hold me liable for any of the things that I'm recommending here. So saying that, let me tell you what has worked for me. We'll just go down the line here. Well, the very first thing, the thing that really cut my symptoms in about half, if you haven't already explored this, is diaphragmatic breathing. The products I'm going to recommend tonight are kind of pricey, okay? But I was so desperate, I was willing to spend the money to make this happen. But for free, you can go on YouTube and you can look up all sorts of diaphragmatic breathing exercises, and that really cut my pain in about half, because I think why a lot of people are suffering from acid reflux is the tension in their muscles is exerting a force on their esophagus, and that diaphragm needs to be released so that it doesn't cause any sort of digestive motility issues. But the root cause of that is a lot of anxiety. I think that I started to experience this problem as a result of tapering off medication that was used for to help me sleep and to calm me down, and I think my body wasn't totally prepared to endure the stress that would come with going off that medication. And I'll probably make a video about that at another time. So the very first thing, you got to do the diaphragmatic breathing. You've got to lose weight. You've got to lose weight to reduce that stomach pressure and to keep your acid levels down so it doesn't come up at night. So I would just recommend doing OMAD, 1 meal a day, to get your ideal weight, and don't eat late in the evenings. Obviously, you know all this already. Something that a big mistake that I made along the way, you go to all these forums, they tell you to chew gum. I was really concerned that the digestive enzymes would rot away at my teeth. I found that by chewing gum, I was actually inhaling or digesting or getting air into my digestive pathways, therefore exacerbating the problem. So that was a real no-go for me, but everyone's going to have a different response to these sorts of things. So I really started to see results when I got this product. I believe it's made in Germany, silical gel. This is supposedly going to soak up the excess acidity in your digestive tract. I'm not using this as much lately because I've had some success with some other products, but this really helped to calm things down. And if you're in the UK or in Europe, you can probably just go down to your local pharmacy and get this. We do not have this in the United States, so you have to get it through Amazon, all right? So that was a very good product. The next three products I'm going to show you, I think all sort of work on a similar principle. I don't understand the mechanism of them all, But I think the idea is to create a raft that sits on top of your stomach acid, therefore creating a barrier so that things can't migrate upwards. The first one, which is delicious, and I have had great success with this, is this Vanilla Caramel Rescue by the Reflux Gourmet. And I guess there was a chef who had this problem, and he had a doctor friend, and they invented this caramel sea kelp that, like, it floats on top of the ocean, floats on top of your stomach acid. And this was a real game changer for me. I'm still taking this every night, and this has really helped me. A similar principle, I've been trying this one out. I don't think it's as effective as the product that I just showed you, but it came recommended on Amazon with the Reflux Gourmet. It's Esophageal Guardian. This does provide some relief if you just want to try it out. You're going to have to, I'm still tinkering with the ratios with which I'm using things. So my methodology for treating my condition is still kind of up in the air because I found 2 other products that are now in the mix in the rotation. I'm just really trying to figure out what works best for me for different times of day, and then figuring out which of these 5 products I'm going to show you I can eventually eliminate altogether and be totally symptom-free. So this has been very good. You eat this after your largest meal, 2 tablets, you chew this up, drink a glass of water, you should be good to go. 2 more natural products. I've been loving this lately, is the sea moss gel. This is very organic. I think it's probably going to be a more natural and better alternative than the ones I just showed you. But this has been really working wonders for me. And the last, I got this as sort of like on a whim, is these Old Amish Digestive Tonic. And I think this is working off the principle, you've probably been down this path of learning that, we get acid reflux not from too much stomach acid, but from too little. And that this causes the lower esophageal sphincter to open up because it's not properly sensing the amount of stomach acid in there. Because the products of this, organic apple cider vinegar, ginger juice, garlic juice, and I don't think you want to take too much of this, especially if you have some irritation along your digestive tract. But a little bit seems to have been have allowed me to not really use the other products as much. I don't understand the mechanism. There's one other thing that I started doing over the past week that has really made all the difference. I think if you have acid reflux, you know what it's like to have that strange taste in your mouth when you wake up in the morning. I started eating pink Himalayan sea salt before bed because I've been doing the fasting and wanting to make sure I had enough electrolytes in my system. And if you have high blood pressure or some other medical issue, I'm not going to sit in here and tell you should be eating salt. I really need to consult with my own doctor about whether or not I should be having the salt intake that I'm having. But for whatever reason, and I haven't quite figured it out, eating that sea salt before bed means that I haven't been waking up with this strange taste of pepsin in my mouth. So that's what I know. I know for me personally, this condition has been largely driven by probably nerves, probably my body relearning how to operate itself as I've gone off of medication. There's a variety of reasons that we find ourselves in this predicament. If this sounds like something that could work for you or sounds like a similar scenario, I recommend trying out these products. And maybe at some point I will do an update. But I wanted to have a couple weeks where I felt 90 to 95% asymptomatic. Obviously, I'm still taking these products, so I'm being very diligent about it. But I'm starting to feel optimistic that in time I won't even have to take. Won't have to take all 5 of these. I might be able to just narrow it down to 1 or 2, and then eventually not need them at all. So again, it's the silical gel, the sea kelp from the Reflux Gourmet. I think it's sea kelp. Anyhow, you can go look it up. Esophageal Guardian, sea moss, which I think works on the same principle as this, and the Old Amish Digestive Tonic. All right. I hope this heals you up. All right. Subscribe. I largely do film and literature analysis here, but as I continue to do my self-improvement journey, perhaps I'll share health videos like this every once in a while. I've become pretty passionate about the subject. So, all right. Have a good night.